Interview number 3 for assignment 10. Can you please introduce yourself, ma'am?
Hi, my name's Camilla Arzola, and I'm a freshman in horticulture.
Cool. Are you actively looking for research?
No,
Are you interested at research?
not really. Not for
Okay.
the next 2 years.
Why the next 2 years?
I feel like I need time to get adjusted to the college life.
Okay. Have you heard anything about research?
I have. I know a lot of freshmen who have already gotten positions.
Do you know how they acquired such positions?
I do not.
Oh, okay. As a horticulture major, do you think most of those research positions are given to STEM majors?
Yes.
Do you think that's just a UF thing, or?
I think most research positions that are available are generally in the STEM field just because STEM is a very diverse and growing field.
Okay.
And there's a lot of research to be done in it.
Are you planning on going to grad school
I am.
for horticulture?
Yes.
Do you think research would be a part of that application?
I definitely need to do some research in the future, yeah.
Okay. How would you think you would go about it? Next 2 years, assuming.
I would probably either talk to professors I already know, assuming I know a fair amount of professors by then, or email them, I guess.
Okay. Do you think if you were looking for a position like right now as a freshman, you would be intimidated?
Yeah, of course. That's also part of the reason I'm not doing it now.
What intimidates you?
I fear not being skilled enough for research positions.
Do you think have you ever heard of CURBS?
Is that one list thing for research positions?
That's part of it, yeah. So CURBS is the Center of Undergraduate Research here at UF. They do a lot of seminar stuff that you may be interested maybe 2 years from now. But they do have a list of researchers, but it's very, very old, considering. So my idea for my potential business was to generate a service, preferably student volunteered, that students could keep up with professors and they could ask them if they're looking for undergrad students, what their research is doing as of now. Do you think, given that time is needed to set up such a service, do you think you would use that, 2 years from now?
I probably would. It sounds useful.
Sounds useful. Cool. What are your opinions about research in the humanities?
Does such a thing exist?
Yes. Like anthropology research is a thing.
Oh yeah, I forgot about them.
Okay. Do you think research to them is just as important as research is to STEM majors?
I think it is. I mean, especially if you're applying to graduate school in any field, I feel like research is important when available.
Okay. Do you think most humanity majors would feel like there isn't an opportunity for them to get involved because we stress STEM major research so much?
Probably. It seems like research in the humanities is pretty limited.
But do you think that if they knew of such a thing, they would be interested? Because maybe they got scared of research, or...
I think so. As if the opportunity was given to them, they would probably use it.
Do you think most people are scared of research because of... Like, I hated chem lab, and I didn't think I would be interested in research. Do you feel this, like, did chem lab affect your
Perception?
opinion? Yeah.
I think a lot of people do fear that, especially because a lot of research positions targeted towards undergraduate students is very mechanical. So it doesn't feel like you're learning anything really through research positions. And I know that graduate research positions differ a lot in that they're a lot more independent, so a lot of people don't really want to be in a regimented environment like that, because you end up doing the same thing you do in chem lab.
So do you think that research is essential then if the undergrad work isn't really fulfilling?
I think that the only reason research is essential is, one, for undergrad students to put that on their resumes for grad schools, and two, for researchers and professors, to fill their need for those menial tasks to be done.
So, assuming that you're not going to grad school, that you're just gonna get your bachelor's, do you think people would still do research?
Yeah, because in the case, depending on their future employers, it might be necessary. So I feel like they would.
Do you think that there would be less people in research now if research wasn't as important to graduate schools as it is today?
Say again?
So, like, when you apply to a professional school or graduate school, if research was just like any other club, do you think people would still do it?
I think it would depend on whether they were interested in it. I don't think that research nowadays is as interest-based as it might have been in the past. People just do it because it's a requirement.
Yeah. Where else would people put their time in? Because research is a really expensive time-wise. And what else could students be doing with their time?
People could be studying for classes, or joining other extracurricular things, or exercising and developing their personalities and life experiences.
Are you part of any clubs now?
I recently joined Theater Strike Force.
Oh, the improv club.
Yeah, the improv club.
How has that affected you?
I feel like it's helping me grow as a human being.
Okay. Do you think that if research isn't so much feeling-based then, like, research won't help you grow your personality?
I feel like it depends on the person and it depends on the research position. Like, research might be helpful for introverted people or people who have confidence issues to kind of develop their skill set and their confidence in performing tasks. But it might be harmful as well, especially if the professors aren't willing to help students.
Where do you think most people look for research positions?
Probably on the CURBS website that you just described. And I feel like there are a lot of posters around campus sometimes, that, especially in the STEM major buildings, that some people could be looking at.
Do you think that those are effective?
You said the posters?
Yeah.
I've never really considered using a poster because they some of them seem to be pretty outdated. And you never know if the positions are already filled, and generally there's a pretty limited amount of information on these posters. So I feel like they're pretty limited, and you have to also visit the location, which is kind of determined by chance.
Is there any reason why someone would just not be interested in research at all?
If they're one of the really soft humanities majors, like, I don't know, theater or dance, I don't see why they would be interested in research, especially if, like, their future employers or grad schools aren't going to be interested in that. They're going to be more interested in their actual skills in the field.
Mhm.
Um,
Okay. Thank you.
you're welcome.